Hello all, Jamie Rodgers here from Creative Expressions, and today we're going to make this lovely card using my latest Pierce collection. First of all, we're going to take a piece of A5 bright white card and we're going to mist both sides using our easy mist bottle from Woodware, just with plain old water. We're then going to bring in our teal marine Pixie Sparkles and we're going to tap this all the way across that card to make a beautiful background. Pixie Sparkles are a dye and mica based powder. It has large shards of mica which give it a really sparkly finish. When this goes down and touches the water, you'll see that it will firework out and cover over the background. Just make sure to add in a little bit of extra mist just to make sure that all of the powder is sort of activated and will then firework out. With over 26 colours in the Pixie Sparkles range, you could make some incredible backgrounds by mixing your colours if you wish to. I'm then going to bring in two of the die sets. These are the frame sets, and we have got here the oval heart frame and the butterfly and flowers frames. Now both of these have this cool oval element in the middle that's perfect to interchange between designs. For my background, I've gone ahead and I've used the decal edge from the oval heart frame, and I've also used the next one down, which is just a pierced detail, to cut round that backing plate so that I've got a nice decal edge with pierced detailing. Next up, we're going to take the big panel from in the butterfly and flower frame, and we're going to use the flat outside edge with it. We're not going to go for the scallop one because I want it to be slightly smaller. We're then going to take that butterfly die from the middle and we're going to nest that inside. Now, because we haven't used the other two ovals you can see on the board here, that butterfly will stay in and stay attached to my frame. So it means that we've got one panel with all of this detail going on, pierced and cut and debossed. Then we're going to mix the ovals from both sets. We're going to go for the outside flat edge with the pierced detailing from the butterfly and flower frame, and we're going to bring in the decal edge from the oval heart frame. Now you will have to do this in two cuts because they're very close in size, but cut the first one, then cut the second one, and you will end up again with a decal edged pierced oval, which is a really pretty frame to pop round our actual card. So let's bring this in and build this up, shall we? So we've got our card blank. Our card blank is 6¼ inches by 7¼ inches. We're also going to be working with some silver mirror card, which is just the first layer down. And we're also then going to add on a piece of coconut white card as well, just before we go on to building up our layers from all of the pieces we've been die cutting. This card actually opens as a tent fold, but of course it could be a side join if you prefer. It's just a really fun one to do. I love making tent fold cards, and I felt this one lended itself to that design really nicely. By just layering up our mirror card, we've got that nice sparkle coming through underneath. That will match in with the gems and the shards of mica that are found within the background, as well as the ones that will be in on the flowers too. So it's all going to hopefully coordinate together. That silver will also match in with the oval frame and again the sentiment that we put onto this card too. We're then going to bring in the panel that we cut, and I've got one here which I've also gone ahead and added some gems on and some foam tape. So we're just going to take these bits off so we can layer this up. Then comes the fun part. Once we've got this down, we can start adding in all our fun decorations and finishing touches. Now, of course, don't forget, because of our ovals match with these, if you would prefer, instead of having the butterflies cut in the middle, you would prefer those lovely hearts, which you will find in the middle of the oval heart frame. Those, of course, will fit as well. And all of the different nesting ovals that we've given you between both sets, of course, like I have for this silver frame here, can be interchanged to create different mats, layers or apertures within either panel. Now we're going to go on and we're going to use the Merry Christmas panel. Actually, it's not the wording we want, obviously. It's the panel part. Now this is quite a cool technique. Obviously the die cuts it as the size you see it, but if you cut one and then nest the die back inside, the pierced element will help hold it in place, and you can then trim it down to be a smaller version of itself. So it's quite a nice way to be able to match your panels to whichever size sentiment you wish to work with. I've taken the mum from my female relations set, which is part of my sentiment collection. I've again cut this in the silver mirror card and I've layered that on. We're then going to bring in some flowers. Now I've already gone ahead for speed and I've done another Pixie Sparkles sheet, this time using Pale Blush. And I've die cut it using my lovely Daisy Blossoms die set. This again is one of my latest pierce collection. So again, it's got lots of pierce detailings running all the way around the flowers and some beautiful work on the leaves as well from debossed elements and just really filigree touches. Now with these, I'm going to go for 3 in the bottom left corner and 2 in the top right corner. I've just yo-yoed them between sizes and I've used different size layers for each one as well. I'm then going to take a bit of glue, and of course I'm using our Cosmic Shimmer Dries Clear Glue. And I've just squeezed this out onto a tile because I find it easier to then dip into it for my foliage and then place them where I need them to be. I also quite like putting my flowers on with a wet glue because once they're down I can then move them around slightly so that I can tuck the foliage coming from underneath them and it doesn't look like the two are two separate components, they look more joined together. So a little tip here, you might like that if you've not done it before, wet glue's your friend because it will give you that little bit of play time before they're going to set in place. And that completes this card. So with our Pixie Sparkles, our die cutting, a few gems and a sentiment, you too could be creating this style of card. I hope this has helped you and you've enjoyed looking at this one. Here's a few more cards I've created with the same products to give you a little bit more inspiration. But if you've got any questions, just pop them in the comments and I'll do my very best to answer them for you. Now, as always, all of the products you see on these cards and the one I just made are available from all good creative expression stockists worldwide. Thank you so much for watching today's video and I really look forward to seeing you all again soon. Bye for now.